Of what?
You.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're live over there. Oh, crap. It's doing this weird thing again. Oh, there it is. All right. After work. PM. Come on, video. Fix yourself. Oh, it fixed itself.
Sundown. Are you live here?
Yeah, I'm live here. For some reason the screen is being weird. Going live. Still in the process. I'm gonna shut down some of that. Are the phones on pilot? What do you call them? On airplane mode? The ones that we're using to record?
What about?
Are they on airplane mode?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's put those on airplane mode. Okay, this one's on. Camera's open. Alright. This thing is still being weird. What's going on? Get your shit together, screen. Oh, and now I touch it and it fixes itself. Got the magic touch. Oh, no, I broke it again. Okay, that's my audio. Check. All right, we're good? Cool. Instagram live too? All right, guys, cool. Sorry for the brief delay, so we're getting everything set up. So if you were with me last week, we did a yoga for lunch routine. It was a pretty intense workout. I think we went for 43 minutes. It was a full body, a lot of mobility, a lot of strength work, a lot of endurance work. And it was actually a test version, or kind of a test run for an upcoming DVD I'm working on called Yoga Charge. And so this week, I want to do another workout from that DVD, or another test workout from that DVD. And this is going to be our PM workout. So this is great for helping to reduce anxiety. It's great for relieving stress. You can also use it for better sleep. It's going to help with all these things. It's also good for something I did put in the description. It's also good for lowering blood pressure. It is good for relieving muscle tension. It's a great recovery workout. So it has a lot of uses. As far as the recovery workout goes, it's something that everyone should be doing, especially if you're doing lots of intense workouts, but not a lot of recovery stuff. So I'm going to walk you through this this better sleep routine. And actually, as I guide you through this live workout, we're also recording this as our test version. So you're kind of in the middle of a recording session and also a live broadcast. So it's going to be pretty cool. If you are watching this live, leave a comment. We'll get to it, and then I'll answer your questions at the end. I also want to invite you to join my Body by Yoga VIP list, and this is going to give you exclusive access to workouts like this. So we might be sharing some more test workouts with you guys. If you're on that Body by Yoga VIP list, you're also going to get information about how you can save on this program. So some exclusive savings we send out, and you get early access to that as well. And we'll be sharing some other stuff behind the scenes info about how we created the workouts and stuff like that too. So make sure to sign up for that. It's free. There's no purchase required. That's at manflowyoga.com/BBY-VIP. All right, and we're gonna get going. Filming. I'll do a slate. Hey guys, it's Dean. Welcome to Manflow Yoga. This video is a better sleep workout. So this is going to help with reducing anxiety. It's going to help with lowering your blood pressure. It's also a great recovery or a great restorative workout. And the overall effect is that you're going to release muscle tension, you're going to relieve mental tension, and you're going to sleep better as a result. So this is a test workout or a testing version from our upcoming Yoga Charge DVD. We welcome feedback. So at the end of the video, once you've had a chance to go through it and watch it, please don't hesitate to leave feedback, and make sure to join our Body by Yoga VIP list at manflowyoga.com/BBY-VIP. If you're already a member watching this, or if you're already part of the Body by Yoga VIP list, thank you for being part of this, and we're looking forward to you getting your hands on this next program or the next DVD. So for this workout, you are going to need a strap, and you're going to need 2 blocks just in case. And that's that. So here we go. We're going to start off in a seated position. And if you have hip mobility or kind of a lack of hip mobility, I'm going to have you actually sit on a block or sit on a pillow instead of sitting flat on the ground. Get into a comfortable cross-legged position. If you want, you can also get into a kneeling position. That's going to work as well. Sit up nice and tall, so pull your ribs up away from your hips. Roll your shoulders down and back. And just start to take some deep breaths here. So as you inhale, getting tall. As you exhale, releasing tension. Bring your chin toward your throat. Relax your chin toward your throat. Bring your chin down toward your chest. And again, keep your shoulders pulling down and back and relaxed. And then I just want you to lean your right ear toward your right shoulder. Bring your right hand to the left side of your head and just lightly pull your head toward your shoulder until you feel a stretch from your ear down to the shoulder. You can also bring your left hand behind your back here, and that will increase the intensity of the stretch. Couple deep breaths here. Again, keeping your breathing long and making sure that you're releasing tension, not building tension. And then from here, turn to face your right shoulder, release your right hand. So now you're looking right at your right shoulder. And we're just getting a different stretch here. So now you're feeling the stretch more toward the back of your neck, the back of the shoulder. And you can also keep this left hand behind your back. You can even bring it out to the side like this, or reaching straight out to the left. Whatever you think feels or gives you a better stretch, you're welcome to do that. And again, still breathing in and out of the nose, nice and controlled. Last breath. All right, and then slowly bring it back to the middle and switch sides, leaning your left ear toward your left shoulder now, opening up through that from the right ear to your right shoulder. Grab the right side of your head with your left hand and open up. You can reach your right arm out toward the right, and you can also bring your right hand behind your back. So you're bringing the back of your hand kind of just above your left hip to the lower back. And then if you want to open up more, you can work on kind of pressing that shoulder back. So trying to engage your rotator cuff, your internal rotators of your shoulder. And hopefully feeling this deeper stretch through the neck. So this is helping to relieve tension in your shoulders, in your neck, by stretching your sternocleidomastoid. It's a big muscle on the side of your neck. And now we're going to look to the left shoulder. So look down, still looking toward the left, but now looking down into the left. And this is shifting the focus of the stretch. So now we're focusing more a little bit on the back of the neck. And this is actually stretching your levator scapula, which is a muscle that connects from your neck kind of down to the shoulder blade. Still breathing nice and slow in and out of the nose and controlled. If you start to feel some tingling in your hand, try readjusting your shoulder You might be pushing your shoulder down too much and kind of pinching a nerve there. So maybe bring the shoulder up a little bit, or if you want, bringing it out to the side, or just releasing it down to the ground altogether. Last breath. All right, and then come back to the middle. Good. Releasing your neck, and from here taking it into a tabletop position. So hands under your shoulders, and actually bring your knees out and your toes together like you would do for a child's pose. From here, we're going to do some child's pose sit backs. So I want you to pull your belly button up to your lower back with your abs 50% engaged. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, shift your butt back toward your hips. Feel that stretch through your hips and maybe some release in the lower back. Inhale forward, back to that tabletop position. And exhale back. Again, forward. And back. So right now we're just working on breathing. 2 more on your own pace. So we're working on breathing, working on a little bit of movement. Just getting our body to relax. 1 more. And then from here into a child's pose. So keep your butt down, walk your arms a little bit more forward if you need to. Release your forehead down to the ground. Relax your head. If your head doesn't touch the ground here, maybe you're just tight, you can bring a block on the ground where your head goes, and you can release your head there. And if you're still not feeling much of a stretch here, then work on tightening your abs and bringing your hips closer toward your heels. So think of it more as a slightly active posture for your core. And as you exhale, the hips are going further back, the abs are tightening a little bit more. Now adding in a variation here, if you'd like, if you feel comfortable here, you can stay here. But if you want to add in a little bit more, I'm going to have you bring your hands on top of one another, on top of your neck. So kind of just lightly resting your hands on your neck. And this is just going to get a little bit more of a stretch through your lats. So kind of feeling this around the armpit area. Still breathing slow and controlled. And so the closer you can get your armpits to the ground here, the deeper the stretch is going to be. If you're not getting much of a stretch, maybe walk the elbows forward a little bit. Two more breaths here. Also feeling some release through the lower back as you do this. All right, and releasing your hands from your neck, coming back up into a tabletop position. 1 breath here. Exhale, shift back to child's pose. And now slide your right hand between your left hand and your left knee for thread the needle or needle thread. Relax the right side of your head on the ground. Press the entire back of your right arm into the ground, and then lightly pull your shoulder, your right shoulder toward the right or back toward the right. Make sure that you're not bringing your hips above your ankles here. You want to keep your hips back. And you should feel a really nice stretch through the back of your right shoulder blade. Deep breaths, even in positions where you feel like it's tough to breathe, especially when you get into these twisted positions, keep breathing as deep as you can. That's what's going to help with anxiety. That's what's going to help your body relax and also go to sleep. And even if you're doing this at another time of day, so if you're not doing this right before you go to bed, it's going to help with your sleep anyways. All right, now switching sides. So you're going to bring your right hand up like you're doing a child's pose again. And then slide your left hand through your right hand and your left. Sorry, right hand through your, left hand through your right hand and your right knee. Press the back of your left arm into the ground, palm facing up.
And then lightly pull that left shoulder back toward the left. If you want to get more of a stretch here, maybe just for whatever reason want a more active stretch, be active through your right hand, kind of like you're pushing that right shoulder toward the ground, and you'll feel some stretching through that shoulder. Make sure you're relaxing the outside of your head on the ground here and not looking down, but looking out. That way we're also getting a nice neck stretch here. Main focus of the stretch, though, is on that left shoulder blade. And this is really nice for relieving tension in both your shoulders and your neck. So one thing you want to keep in mind is that your body is interconnected, and stretching parts that connect to other parts helps to relieve tension there. So working on my hips helps to relieve tension in the knees. Working on your shoulders helps with the neck. All right, and then come back to our child's pose position. Nice job. And from here, we're going to go into a lizard. So a nice hip opener. Bring your right foot up and outside your right hand. You can keep your left toes tucked or untucked. It's up to you. And then if you want, bring a block inside your right foot. Rest your hands on that block. Take a deep breath in. And then allow your hips to sink forward. Now your hips might not go very close to the ground. They might not go that far forward. But your goal is just to feel a stretch through the front of the left hip. You also might feel a stretch through your inner right thigh. And as long as you're feeling that stretch the way you're supposed to, then you don't have to worry about going deeper into this. So just keep that in mind. It's not about how deep you go. It's about whether or not you're doing the pose correctly for your body. And as you breathe into this, your body should open up more and more. All right, option here for a side stretch. So bring your right hand on top of your right thigh and then reach your left arm up and over to the right. You can even bring your block to the outside of the mat, to the right side of the mat, and then get a little bit of a deeper stretch here. This is just an option. You don't have to do it. As you exhale, you're sinking deeper into the stretch, so your hips are going further forward and down, and your left arm is going further up and over. Like you're getting up and over an arch of some sort, right? So not just collapsing to the side, but getting higher at the same time. Last breath here. All right, and then bring your hands back. Bring your right foot to the middle of the mat. Touch your chest to your thigh. Keep your foot flat on the ground for now, and then shift your hips back with your chest to your thigh until you feel a stretch through the back of your right leg. So what we're doing here, instead of going into a traditional half split, we're keeping your chest tight on your thigh so we can focus on your hamstrings. The other benefit here is that by keeping your chest protected, we're also helping to keep you in that state of rest and digest, right? So we're not activating your body's fight or flight response. We're keeping your body relaxed. If you want a more intense stretch here, you can reach your toes back toward your shin, and that's going to help with the calf stretch. And if you have tight calves, and most of us do, I highly recommend doing this. You can grab the back of your foot, the bottom of your foot, and kind of pull that in toward the shin to increase that stretch. One more breath here. All right, and then release. And from here, moving to the other side. So lizard, other side. Again, bring that block to the middle of the mat. Bring your left foot to the outside and the front of the mat. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your hips to sink forward. And keep that up the whole time you're doing the stretch. So don't just stop after I tell you to, or don't just stop because I'm not telling you to do it anymore, but keep that breathing going. So again, as we inhale, we're getting bigger. As you exhale, sinking deeper into that stretch. And our goal here is to relax the muscles. So you don't want to go straight to your maximum range of motion here. So don't push as hard as you possibly can into this and feel like you're at a 9 out of 10 intensity the whole time. You want to aim for more of a 5 or a 6 on you want to aim for more of a 5 or 6 on the intensity scale, and then you can work on increasing the depth from there. All right, now adding in that side bend, bring your left elbow or your left hand on top of your left thigh. Reach your right arm up and over to the left. And now we can deepen the stretch through the right hip flexor. So as you add a back bend and as you add a side bend, you're lengthening your psoas. And that's the muscle that we're targeting here. Your psoas is an extremely important muscle that connects your hip to your torso. And when it gets tight, it can make your lower back angry. Also, if it's weak, it can lead to injury in your hips or your lower back. So right now we're working on lengthening that muscle to help with recovery. If it's sore, we're also helping to stretch it out if it's tight. One more breath here. And then bring it back to the middle. Bring your left foot to the center of the mat. Bring your chest to your thigh, like you're trying to get as much of your thigh on as much of your chest on your thigh as possible. And then start to straighten your left leg until you feel that stretch through the back of the left thigh. Keep your chest going forward and up. And again, you want to think as much length as possible, kind of creating a sandwich between your chest and your thigh. And then if you want to add that calf stretch, reach your left toes back toward your shin. Grab the bottom of your left foot, pull your toes in. So it's important to not just pull the foot in, but actually bring the toes back as well. And that's going to help you get a really nice stretch through your calf. And if you have tension in your ankles or tension in the knees, it could be caused by tightness in your calf or your gastroc. That's a big muscle right here that kind of starts near the Achilles, right? And then goes up to the back of your knee. Not near the Achilles, it does start at the Achilles. So Achilles tendonitis can also be caused by tightness of your calf. Last breath here. And then bring it back. Moving into our tabletop position. And from here, we're going to move into something called a deer pose. So follow along with me for a second. Turn to face the left side of your mat. Bring your right leg up like you're doing a pigeon. And then bring your left knee up just below or to the outside of your right foot. From here, get up nice and tall. Twist toward the right. And then I'm going to have you grab a block. And then slowly bring your chest, the side of your body toward the ground. And now turn so that you're facing the ground with your torso and relax your forehead on the block. So this is kind of a modification of what's called a deer pose. So we're getting a really big twist through our back here, but instead of staying upright in the traditional deer pose, which is like this, we're relaxing the head down so that this is more of a relaxed version. You can rest your forearms on the ground here. You can even close your eyes. And if you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, you're going to make your body longer. So particularly focusing on the torso getting longer, and then twisting a little more into this. If this is too much, you don't have to go all the way to the side. Maybe you bring your block a little bit closer to your right leg, and you release your head down there. But if you want to go more intense, or if that feels okay, then twist further to the right. One more breath here. All right, and then switching sides. So grab your block, flip your feet, or flip your legs so that the left leg is kind of starting off in that pigeon position. And now your right knee is coming up to the left foot. We're turning, getting as tall as we can, turning to face the left, twisting, bringing that block, lengthening the torso, and then bringing the forehead to the block so we can relax there relaxing under your forearms. If you want to go more intense to the hips, you can bring this right leg further back and open up your right hip flexors. And again, if you want to go deeper through the twist in your spine, get length through your torso first. So we're pulling your shoulders, pulling the ribs away from your hips, and then lightly twisting open further. Breathing in out of the nose. One more breath here. And then going back up to the middle of the mat. Nicely done with that. And now we're going to go into pigeon all the way. So let's do the right leg first. Right knee comes outside the right hip. Crawl your left leg toward the back. Make sure that the top of your left leg is facing the ground. And if this is too intense for you, you can always do a reclined figure four. You can also take the block and put that under your right hip. And that's going to give your hip some elevation. And that way you don't have to work as hard to get your hip toward the ground. Hug your left leg in toward the middle, so it helps to have a little bit of tension in that left leg. And then from here, take a deep breath in, lift your chest up, ribs away from the hips, and then fold forward. And only fold as much as you can with your back flat. So if you notice that your back is rounding, you can use your arms out in front of you. Or if you feel like you can go deeper into this, maybe you don't use the block, you allow that hip to get closer to the ground. Just notice that I'm pulling my ribs away from my hips. Right? I'm not rounding my back, letting my back poke up and then looking back at my shin. But again, pulling forward, keeping my back flat. And then maybe resting my hands down, or even bringing your arms all the way out in front of you, depending on your mobility and maybe your experience with yoga as well. Last breath. All right, coming back in with your hands, tucking your left toes, bringing your right leg back, and now switching sides. So pigeon left side, bring your left knee up into the left, release, so that the left inner thigh is facing up and your left outer thigh is facing down. So there's external rotation to this. You're not just bringing your knee up and you're resting your shin on the ground, but actually turning that leg out. Roll your right leg back, squeeze your right leg in toward the middle. Try to rest your hips so that they're square. So it helps to use a mirror in front of you if you have access to one. And you can also just record yourself. Right? So one really good thing that you can do, and big benefit of having smartphones now, is you can record yourself. And you can see what you look like, and you can make adjustments. So even if you don't have a yoga instructor there with you, you can record it, and then you can watch your DVD or your video or whatever you're watching it on. And then you can see, oh, okay, so Dean looks like this, or the yoga instructor looks like this, and I look like this, so what do I want to do? Hey! Hey! Why are you barking? Hey, what are you doing? Get that out. We are not done. All right. That was exciting. Kai and Tron saw somebody. All right, so picking back up in pigeon. And remembering breathing too. So as we inhale, we're getting longer through the body. As you exhale, maybe relaxing a little bit deeper into this stretch. And even if you can't do pigeon and look exactly like me yet, try to do it as much as you can. Use a block under your hip, use a pillow under your hip, and you might want to also bend your knee more. So if you can't quite get there yet, your heel is going to come closer in toward your groin initially, and then as you increase your mobility, you'll be able to bring that foot further up, maybe closer to parallel, but you might not get there. I'm not there yet right now. All right, let's go ahead and release that. So you can roll out to the left if you want to get out of it. And then from here, moving into a seated hurdler stretch. So bring your right leg straight out. Bring your left foot into your right thigh. Bring your left knee toward the ground. Turn to face your right foot. Reach to grab your right toes here, so we can kind of grab your big toe with your your index and your middle finger. And then from here, I'm going to have you just roll back your left shoulder a little bit and lean toward your right foot. So we're not trying to bring our chest to we're not trying to bring our head to our knee, right? Because look what happens to my back when that happens. So I want to think getting long, bring my whole torso toward my right foot instead. And if you can, maybe you're just grabbing onto the shins, maybe you're grabbing onto the back of the foot, or maybe you're using a strap like so, and you're using that as an assistance so you can keep your back flat. One more breath here. And then switching sides. So now your right heel, your right foot is coming in toward your left thigh, squeezing your right knee toward the ground. So a little bit of glute engagement here. And now turning to face your left leg. So aiming your torso at your left foot, bringing that strap around the bottom of your left foot if you want, pulling your chest forward and up. So as we inhale, we're getting taller. As you exhale, hinging forward. So try and keep that back flat, keeping your core somewhat engaged. And you'll also feel a stretch here, not just through the back of your left leg, right through the calf and your hamstrings, but also through the lower right back area. So this is helping to stretch kind of that outer hip area. And if you want, as discussed before, maybe you grab the back of the foot, maybe you're grabbing the shin, maybe you're grabbing the toes, and then roll back that right shoulder, open up your chest to the side a little bit, and see if you can just lean your torso toward your foot. One more big breath here. All right, and then moving out of this, next stretch, we're going to call this murder pose. So I'm going to have you lie down flat on your chest. Bring your left arm out at a 90-degree angle in a goalpost arm. Relax onto the left side of your body. Grab a block if you want. And then press your hand to that block, your right hand to that block. And you should feel some nice opening through the left side of your body. So we're opening up the left chest here. And you can just keep your legs relaxed. I've also seen this where you can bring your right leg up, kind of in a half frog pose, if you will. So it's up to you what you do with your legs. Again, you can keep them back, kind of stacked on one another, or you can bring your right leg up. It also helps to think of creating space in the front of your left shoulder. So you're looking over toward the right, lightly engaging the upper left back. And again, lightly pushing down into your right hand to open up. All right, now let's switch sides. So moving the block to the left, bringing your right arm out at goalpost arms. So your elbow is level with your shoulder. Make sure to keep space between your elbow and your shoulder. So we're not crunching it up, but getting it nice and far away. Looking over to the left, bringing that left leg up if we want. And then lightly pushing into your left arm or your left hand to increase the intensity of this stretch. It also helps to kind of move your body and move your torso 1 inch further away from your right elbow to create that extra space. And then if you can, try and find some muscle engagement in your upper right back, right? So we're engaging those muscles between the shoulder blade and kind of your tricep. So while you engage those muscles, that helps to stretch out the front of your torso. One more big breath here. All right, and then release. And go ahead and flip over onto your back. Everything from here on out is on your back. So we're going to start with knee to chest. So just bring your right leg in toward your chest. Give it a nice big hug. Look straight up at the ceiling, tuck your chin toward your throat. And then from here, keep that left leg in toward your chest. Bring your left leg out toward your right leg, out toward the left, into a twist. Right arm goes out to the right. Bring your left knee toward the ground. If you want here, you can rest your knee on a block. If that adds something to it. If not, you can just rest your knee on the ground. And try to keep your right shoulder on the ground. It might not touch, so if it doesn't touch, don't worry about it. Look all the way over to the right. Last breath. All right, bring it back to the middle. Go ahead and release your right leg back out. And now bring your left knee in toward your chest. Give it a nice big hug, pull it down. Relax the back of your neck on the ground. Tuck your chin toward your throat. And this is just a nice stretch for your back. So it might not be too intense for you, but it is good for relieving tension in your back. All right, and now bring that leg over to the right. If you want, you kind of stack it on top of that block. So moving into a twist here, keep your left arm out. And then try to squeeze the back of your left shoulder to the ground. As you exhale, you relax into this. And go ahead and look over to the left for a couple breaths. So this twist, this is a stretch that you should be doing every day, especially because we don't do a lot of twisting, right? We do a lot of sitting, which tightens your lower back. And this is one stretch which is really easy to do, but it helps to stretch out the lower back, creates space between the vertebrae of your lower back. And it's really good for preventing back pain. Last breath. All right, now bring it back to the middle. Go ahead and bring your left leg back out. And from here, moving into happy baby. So grab the grab the outsides of your feet. Bring your elbows inside your knees. Do that for both legs. Aim the soles of your feet straight up at the ceiling. Try to keep your lower back on the ground here, and then drive your knees out. So squeezing your legs toward the outside. And then you can kind of just roll from side to side here. Just a couple inches, kind of oscillating back and forth. Keep your chin relaxed toward your throat. I've seen some people here where the head comes up and away from the ground. If that's the case with you, you can relax your head on a block. Maybe you're just tight to your spine. And what you can also do here is if you have trouble gripping the bottoms of your feet, you can use a strap right across the bottoms of your feet, and then you can kind of pull that down and in. This is also nice if you feel like your shoulders are like coming way up away from the ground. You can use that strap, and then you don't have to create additional tension in your shoulders. So this is one way to do happy baby if you're tight in your shoulders or you're tight in your hips. And you might not need a block, you might not need a strap, but just showing you that option. All right, go ahead and release that. And we're going to do a reclined figure four from here. So bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Grab the back of your left thigh. Pull it in toward your chest. Open up through your right hip. So extra rotation through your right hip. If you have a wall, I highly recommend bringing your left foot on the wall here for a little bit of support. And this is a really nice way to do a reclined figure four. It's much more relaxing. You don't have to worry about grabbing your leg. And I think it's also a better way to stretch it too. So if you have a wall, go for it. If not, just grab the back of that left thigh. Feel free to hold this pose for longer. You can always press pause. but we're gonna switch sides. So now plant your right foot on the wall. If you have that wall, if you don't have the wall, then just grab the back of the right thigh, cross the left ankle over your right thigh. Make sure you're externally rotating that hip. Right, so turning that hip out so that your inner left thigh faces back toward you. The outer thigh starts to face away from you. Grab the back of your right leg. And you should feel the stretch through your hip, through the outer hip, so your glutes. This is a really good stretch for your lower back. What we're also doing here is stretching the piriformis, which, if you're familiar with sciatica or you're familiar with sciatic pain or discomfort, it's usually caused by tightness of the piriformis muscle. And that leads to that kind of nerve sensation, that nerve discomfort that you associate with sciatica. So this stretch is very good for relieving symptoms of sciatica. It's also great for preventing them so that you don't have to get them at all. I'd recommend holding this stretch for anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds, so you can do this on your own if you ever need it. Same thing with the rest of the poses in this workout. All right, go ahead and release that. If you're on a wall, come back to the mat. If you're already on the mat, then you're good. Grab a strap. Bring your left leg straight out. Bring the strap around your right foot. Bring your right leg straight up in the air. Squeeze it back toward your face, keeping your left leg on the ground. Now focusing on the back of your right thigh. So working on the hamstrings. To increase the intensity, you can pull the strap further back or pull your thigh closer in toward your chest. You can also straighten the leg more. Woo. If you want to add a nice stretch for the calf, straighten the leg all the way and then reach your right toes down toward your shin. Woo, this is fun. So if you feel like you're doing this stretch and you feel like you might get physically ill, then that's a really good sign that you found, that's actually a really good sign that you found some tight muscle that needs to be addressed. You'll get through it, just breathe through it. All right, then from here, I'm gonna have you bring your leg all the way out to the left, to the outside, and you can actually let that right hip come away from the ground. So we're kind of going into a twist with a straight leg here. You might feel the stretch through the outer right leg. And you might just keep feeling it through the hamstring. But again, we're also creating some space in the lower back again. Keep your right arm reaching toward the ground. Strap is in your left hand. You can choke up on the strap if you want to kind of challenge yourself here, or if you want to increase the intensity of that stretch. All right, bring it back to the middle. Go ahead and release that leg down. And switching sides. Strap in your left foot now. Bring the leg straight up. Reach it back toward you. Again, challenge your calf mobility here. Reach your toes down. Straighten the leg. Oh, yeah. Most people have really tight calves. And this is one of those stretches that we should be doing, but it's just uncomfortable. A lot of people don't want to do it. So this is one stretch that I think this series of stretches we're doing right now, these strap stretches, I think people should be doing this at least twice a week, if not more. If you have chronically tight hamstrings, this is something that you should be doing every night. So the way that we do this, again, we want to get to that intensity of a 5 or a 6. And then use our breath to go deeper. So we inhale to maintain, and you exhale to deepen. All right, now bring that strap out to the right. You can let that left hip come away from the ground. Keep your left shoulder on the ground. Choke up on the strap if you want to increase the intensity of this stretch. We're going to feel some nice opening through the outer left thigh. You're not actually stretching your IT band here. What you're stretching is the lateral quadricep head. So you're stretching the outer quadricep. But it does feel good. And again, we should also feel some release through the left lower back as well. A couple more breaths here. All right, and then bring it back to the middle, nice and slow, in control. Take the strap off, throw that away, and come into a reclined butterfly on your back. So press the soles of your feet together, bring your heels in toward your butt, squeeze your knees toward the ground. Once you've got that, you can bring your hips a little bit closer to your heels once they're in place. It's kind of hard to move your feet from this position. And then try to flatten out your lower back. So kind of press your core down toward your lower back. And then if you want, you can lightly rest your hands on your inner thighs to help open that up. Tuck your chin toward your throat. And go ahead and bring your arms out into goalpost arms. We're just going to hang out here. Letting the hips open up as you exhale. Go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. Just kind of releasing tension through your hips, your shoulders, your whole body right now. And it's okay if your hips don't open up much through this, that's fine. At this point, don't worry about your flexibility too much. Our goal is to get everything to relax. So every exhale, a little more relaxed. And go ahead and bring your arms along your sides. Bring your legs straight out. Let your feet open up to the sides. You can bring your feet about a foot or 2 feet apart, whatever is comfortable. And we're hanging out in corpse pose now. And just keeping in mind that same breathing technique, right? We're inhaling, and we're exhaling to release a little more tension. And I'm going to give you a few breaths here to wind down on your own. Try to stay present. So I mean, try to stay in this moment. Focus on your body. Focus on your breathing. And if you don't think about it, if your mind wanders to something else, just recognize that. Come back to breathing. Come back to focusing on your body. All right, now you can stay in this position as long as you want. I'm going to move out of it because it's still the daytime. I still got stuff I need to do. Maybe you do too. But you can use this routine before you go to bed. You can use it during the afternoon. Maybe if you need a little bit of a nap before going back to whatever you're doing. Again, this is a test version of an upcoming routine we're working on for my Yoga Charge DVD, part of my Body by Yoga DVD series. Some other programs you might recognize from that series include Guy Yoga, Yoga Body, or as they're called on Amazon in DVD format, Yoga Boost, and Yoga Strong. So these workouts are still in the process of being made. We haven't filmed them yet. We're doing this to kind of get some feedback. So I'd love to hear from you. And again, if you're watching this from, maybe you're watching this from the members area. If you are, thanks for being a member. And I hope you enjoyed this workout. And I'd love to hear your feedback. If you're part of the Body by Yoga beta group, part of our testing group, and you're watching it through that, then I want to hear your feedback. I want to know what you think. And I hope you're looking forward to getting your hands on this DVD. It's also going to be available on the Manful Yoga website. So we'll be selling it there as well as a digital program, similar to Yoga Body and Guy Yoga and the Posture Fix and Bulletproof Your Back and all those other programs that I have in the training section of the Manful Yoga website. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the workout. Again, leave a comment
and I'll see you guys on the next video. 42. How long was it? 45. All right, cool. So, guys, if you're still with me for the live, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to answer questions now because I said that I would answer questions at the beginning of the workout. So if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, on Instagram, thanks for watching again. And if you're not following me on any of those, and you have those, and you're not following me on all of those, make sure you follow me on those because I have different content, all of this different content. Oh crap, YouTube never went live. So if you're watching this there, then make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the workout. And subscribe to those other formats. We've got different content on each of those different platforms. All right, so let's go to the comments. What's anything on Facebook? It's in a different window. You have to go hold it up. You noob.
Can't see with your damn
Hit
markers.
the button.
Button. It's the button. This one. Alrighty.
Oh, hey, hello. Thumbs up. Testing 1, 2, 3. People saying hello. What's up, guys? All right, so Dustin, hey man, member. Let's see here. Frank Kushner, also a member. What's going on? Avi, also a member. Joe, I think I remember. Yes, I recognize those names. All right, and everyone else. David, Blaine, Armin. Ricardo, Chris, hey guys, thanks for joining me. All right, so let me see if there are any questions. Oh, you're gonna be looking back the other way here. Oh boy, hope you didn't get a headache from that. Okay, so let's see here. There are a lot of comments. Let's see if there are any questions here. It says the website is down. Well, that's not good. Usually we get that fixed pretty quickly. It should be back up shortly. With the needle thread on the ground, would that help relieve the shoulder issues? That would help with stretching that muscle. It might help to relieve shoulder issues, but usually shoulder issues are caused by weakness. Usually they're caused by weakness and they're caused by imbalances. So I would say it might help, but it certainly won't hurt you, but it might not be what's causing that. Your dog is your instructor. Yes, he is. All is well on my live feed. Okay, cool. Good stuff, Dean. I'll have to watch and do later. Awesome, Craig. Yeah, you can, guys, keep in mind, you can do this anytime. Just save this workout or save this post, and you'll be able to watch it later. Steven says, this is great. Thank you. Noel says, great postures. Your explanation is important to me. I tend at times to position my body in the wrong position. Absolutely. That's why I talk about the posture so much. Need to make decal stickers? Yes, we probably do. That's a great idea. We will do that eventually for sure. Any questions on Instagram? And guys, if you're watching this now, keep in mind we do this every Wednesday at 12 p.m. So you can join me here on Facebook, usually on YouTube, but for whatever reason, YouTube had a failure to launch. So we're going to upload this to YouTube later on. You'll be able to watch it anyways. No questions on Instagram. Cool. All right. Again, guys, this is going to be live in. This is going to be part of our. This is going to be part of our Yoga Charge DVD, which we'll be filming in the next few months and then probably releasing sometime in 2019. So we want to make sure these routines are perfect. So we'd love to hear feedback from you. So feel free to leave feedback on this, wherever you're watching it. If it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. And then also join my Body by Yoga VIP list. It's free, and we give you we'll give you access to these testing versions. We're also going to share stuff like exclusive savings with you, early access to the programs, and we'll also give you some behind the scenes info and lots of other cool stuff. So make sure to check that out as well. And again, that's all free, no purchase required. Just become a Body by Yoga VIP, and that's at manfulyoga.com/BBY-VIP. The link is in the description here. Currently, it is the link in my bio on Instagram. So if you're watching there, just go to the link in my bio, sign up, and you'll get some cool stuff. Alrighty. Ooh, looks like I had a couple new comments. I'm gonna get off though. If these are if these comments are questions or not. Did I see that there is a DVD on this? It will be a DVD, and I also already have DVDs available on Amazon. Yoga Boost and Yoga Strong are my, also Yoga Edge, which is my Yoga for Athletes DVD. Those are all available on Amazon. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Again, come back next week, 12 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.